Like, I'm gonna spit some real shit for y'all right now. It's like, look. When you grow up in the trenches, it's like society treats you different, man. Like, look at you different. It's like, man, you coming from where we from, man. We were on the come with it. Look, they treat you different when you from the trenches. Bitch, I didn't grow up in no burb, I grew up in the village. Tryna get that shit up off the curb, I turned it to a menace. I wasn't hanging around with no girls, bitch, I was hitting fences. Childhood trauma, take it back to about the age of 9. Gunshots sounding like fireworks on 4th of July. I told my sisters and cousins that we gon' be alright as long as we stay solid, protect each other through eerie nights. Childhood trauma, my mama, she worked a 9 to 5. Still managed to come home and feed us when it was dinner time. Still managed to curve on the visas up in the winter time. So back to school, we was popping like the beginning times. I won't let this childhood trauma try to take me out. It made me who I am today, won't let it stress me out. But babe, I learned from my mistakes, I'ma go another route. Got some cake for a rainy day when it's
So listen, I want to thank everybody for logging in. This is going to be a live episode, and I'm truly grateful to have all my viewers watching. So before I even start, I want to give all honor and praise to God. I want to thank God for without God, I wouldn't be alive and well, not dead or in jail. I always give praise to God for that. Sister Heron introduced me to the radio in 2009 with Gang Talk Radio. I want to give her a shout out. My co-host, who's always missing, Kayla. I don't know where I left her at Chick-fil-A about 2 months ago, but she's coming back. No worries, you guys. I want to get this show started, and let me tell you how important this show is to me. During the last week, people have accused me of being racist and say I'm on somebody's bumper, I'm following somebody else. I just want to clear the air that I wanted Power 106 to talk to us about, where's the black leadership in that radio station. But I was not attacking any culture, any race of people. And so my next two podcasts, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the black and brown. Because I'm going to say this that a lot of people can't say. I get phone calls from prison. So you can go ahead and press pause right now and you can call and ask, do people from the penitentiary call me? And it's true that it happens. I'm the reason why Little Doc had that relationship to bring together the truce between the F-13 and the East Coast Crips. I'm the reason why the Inglewood 13s got together with the NHPs and the Queen Street Bloods. I'm the reason. So y'all could call and see that I'm still in the loop with these things. I am never going against my brown brothers. And so I brought one of my, I want to say childhood friends. We was probably about 15 or 16 or whatever, but I want to bring in one of my childhood friends before he was the Cold 187, before he was Big Hutch. You know, this dude was Gregory to us, man. That's Gregory right. And Big Head Jerry. So y'all figure out who they are now, but they are definitely somebody, man. So I want you to introduce yourself, brother.
Well, I'm Cole 187 from the notorious Above the Law. A group we were signed to Ruthless. Came up with Easy and NWA alongside with the other part of me, which now we're known as the architects of G-Funk, and that's Cocaine, and that's Lil Jerry, and I'm Lil Gregory, as we know. And we grew up together, yeah.
So, man.
Running through our family's house, picnics, everything.
Right.
We grew up together. So, yeah, this is my man. I got to be here to support him. He not what people trying to make him up to be. I know him as being a loving person. So, and you're getting it from me, the OG, Code 187.
And you know what's so funny, man, is one of our conversations, we talked about a lot of people who support you.
Yeah.
And you got a lot of support from the brown side.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I ain't talking about the singing group. I ain't talking about the rap artists.
Which I do have,
But you got support from them, too, and you supported them.
Yeah, what people don't really know, when I started out with Eazy-E many, many years ago, he wanted to start a Chicano division at the record label at that time. Dr. Dre had left, and I became Eazy-E's liaison, and which I was over all the music and what flowed through there. I okayed everything, and then I happened to be blessed enough to meet a guy named Toker and Danger, and they were putting together a group called the Brown Side, and that was going to be our first takeoff. So we end up signing Brown Side, and we end up signing Kid Frost to do the Chicano rap division.
I didn't know Kid Frost was a part of Ruthless?
Yeah, when he left his big label, him and Eazy did a deal together for that division, for the Chicano rap division that we were starting, because Eazy always felt like we have a big following. Right. He was like, instead of me just like saying, I want to support the Chicano movement, he actually said, how can I support people that support me and not put them on? You know, so he did the right thing at the time. And at that time, no one really was supporting it. And he was putting big money into it. Brownside was going to be huge. Kid Frost was going to continue to make major success as well. So we partnered up and we launched the Chicano, Ruthless Chicano. So, yeah,
man, that's amazing,
it was
man.
close to his demise, which was terrible because they were on the break. They were on the break. We was really on the break of breaking through and making major moves in that.
Let me ask you this real quick before I bring in my next guest, man. Were you the one who wrote on a Sunday afternoon? Did you do the music for that, the Brown Side?
No, I ended up doing Eastside Drama.
Eastside Drama.
Yeah, but I was over the whole project.
Right.
Yeah, I helped Toker put the whole project together.
All right.
Yeah.
So rest in peace to
Rest in
brother
peace, Toker in danger.
So listen, so even though Toker and you seem to be related and all that, man, he was a big influence on you. Can you introduce
Absolutely.
yourself, brother? Can you?
I go by the real Mr. Homicide. I'm just, an artist, actor, revolutionary, just somebody who wants to see my people and all people progress. And just, I always preach unity, unity in the community, people coming together because, life is short. And that's what people got to realize. You're here one day and gone the next.
Yes, sir. So Toker was a big influence on you, right?
Oh, yeah, man. That was like my big brother. He used to call me his little brother. And it was just, man, I met him once. We did a show. That's where I met Big Hutch. And,
Where were you guys at?
Mexico, Rosarito.
Mexico.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Put it down. And,
Yes, indeed.
ever since then, it was just, all love.
Right. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you being here. The real Mr. Homicide.
Of course,
and
man.
listen, I got a legend, man. So some of you guys not going to be old enough to remember the movie Scarface, but those of you who do, I can't do no introduction, man. He introduces himself, man. So this is Chi-Chi. His real name is Angel, but everybody knows him as Chi-Chi from Scarface. So
they call me Chichi get the yayo.
Chi-Chi get the yayo.
And because of that, every time I go to a public restroom, guys follow me
Yeah.
to see if I really got the yayo.
Yeah, they want to follow you to the car, man. See if you got
Yeah,
it in the trunk of the car, man. So, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Oh, ask me again.
How you doing?
I feel good.
Yes, sir, man. Well, it's a pleasure to have you
No,
here.
it was great. My boy, Mr. Homicide here, and Panchito Gomez, my childhood actors. We know each other for like 40 years. We did a movie long time ago before Scarface.
Okay.
He was 12 years old when he crashed my car.
Good story.
He wrecked your car?
We're doing a movie called Walk Proud with Robbie Benson.
Okay.
Remember late 70s, they have all these gang movies, Warriors, Boulevard
Yeah.
Nights. I did Boulevard Nights, and
You did Boulevard Nights?
yeah, Boulevard
Yes,
Nights,
okay.
yeah.
I remember that.
And Walk Proud with Panchito. He said, he's 12 years old. He go, hey, Angel, can I drive your car? I go, sure. He gets in the car, put the gas pedal, and goes straight for the wall and fucked up my car. True story. Hey, I got so pissed, I called his father.
Yeah.
Cesar, I did a movie with Cesar played the
chef.
in
Oh,
Scarface.
Scarface.
Mm.
Hey,
Okay.
you got some dishes to do. You know?
Right.
Right.
So I called and said, yo, Cesar, your kid crashed my car. He go, Angel, let me ask you a question. How old is Panchito? I go, 12. So why the fuck you let a 12-year-old kid drive your car?
Right. Yeah, you can't blame his father, man.
Yeah.
But he looked like he could drive now, though.
Yeah.
You let him drive it now? Would you let him drive your car now?
Oh, if I have one, yes. yeah. But Hispanics, we got cars everywhere.
Okay. Yes, indeed.
Anywhere, that car is our car.
Yes,
But,
indeed.
but before I forget, you guys into boxing?
Mm-hmm.
He's the brother of a legend,
Oh, yeah.
Macho Camacho.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Shout
I
out
got
to
Macho
Camacho.
Camacho's brother in the house, man. You
Shout
gonna get
out,
on?
shout
We gonna do a break and have you come back and have you
And
bring
he's
that
one
chair
of,
up here.
He's one of the original members of Cypress Hill.
Oh, is that right?
My voice is messed up, so that's why they go on. I do a lot of percussions for them on and off.
Okay.
And shit.
Yeah.
He played congas with a legend called Hector Lavoe
Okay.
from Puerto Rico. Yeah.
Yes,
That was the
indeed.
other side, you know.
Yes, indeed,
right.
man.
That's
I got legends in the house, man. So look, I got y'all here to talk about relationships, man. And we already went through Hutch, man. Your biggest followers, number one followers, come from the Chicano community, right? So how was it growing up as a Chicano? I got to ask you now. How was it growing up as a Chicano? Was it taught to separate? What about the music and?
No, I mean, I was never taught no hate, no no separation, nothing like that. I was always taught, you could do anything. It doesn't matter, your race, ethnicity, what you believe in, your religion. Just go out there and work hard enough, and you can make anything happen.
Right.
I feel like nowadays people try to put this like stigma, like, oh, you can't do something because you're this, because of that, like.
Yeah.
And I feel like certain people try to avoid people like me that are doing things like this because it doesn't fit their narrative.
Right.
Yeah.
Like.
Me and Panchito were talking about the subject last night. Latinos, if we unite, we can be so powerful.
Right.
But this bullshit culture different.
Yeah.
Puerto Ricans are better than Mexicans.
Oh, yeah.
Dominicans are, Cubans.
Wow. That's
It's
big.
we're not too smart. Same thing, and I'm sure you
Absolutely.
agree.
Right. No, it's definitely.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Same
We-
thing I
Yeah,
was
we
saying.
speak
Yeah.
the main language in Central America, North America, right? Spanish, but we're stupid.
Right.
Well, I want to say though
climate
that
now.
I wasn't aware until the 1990s. My father had a daughter by an El Salvadorian.
Yeah.
And they started telling me, nah, the Chicanos don't like us. I'm like, why? Y'all speak Spanish, this and that? And they said, no, certain words, like, when I used to work at 310 Motoring, we used to greet each other. They taught me how to greet them. They said, hey, ¿qué onda, way, sorote? So when I said that to a Mexican, he was like, man, why are you calling me way? And I'm like, wait, hold on. I thought it was
Yeah.
cool. He said, nah, you've been hanging with the El Salvadorians. That's how they talk.
Right.
We don't use sorote and way and
And
this.
if you call a Puerto Rican Dominican, he gets upset.
Right.
Why?
Oh, wow.
But I'm sure you guys can relate to.
Oh,
Only the same
definitely.
thing. What is this West Coast, East Coast
Right.
feud between the rap music?
Right. Right.
Maybe
So I
we
mean,
should-
it's all ego. I mean,
Absolutely.
you know what? I want to speak on it, but I can't because he was in the mix of it in the '90s.
Yeah,
but I mean, I was on the streets, but I do want to say that I felt it. I felt like, yeah, they better not come down here. You know what I mean? And that was
Crazy
my
thing
ignorance.
about
and
the
my
whole
ego.
thing
but
about
it-
it was an
but
isolated
it's not
incident.
necessary.
Right. It was.
It was actually an isolated incident that started it, and then the media used it to fuel it to the
Yeah.
people.
It's
That's
like
what
divide and
happened with
conquer.
that. It really wasn't music. If you look at the music, it's no beef nowhere.
Right.
There's nobody ever said fuck the East Coast. Nobody ever said fuck the West Coast. In that regard,
scandal-
it's just like when Pac and Biggie
Yeah.
got into it heavy. Then the media turned it into East and West when they
Right.
they put on the cover East versus West and all that. Then everybody have to pick a side,
Divide
and it's
and
really all
conquer.
about the music. It always has been about the
But
music because.
somebody's making money out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because beef and hip hop always made some type of money, like the
Headlines,
controversy.
money.
But it usually was, I'm better than you. I could rap better than you. It
Yeah.
never was like where it got to fuck you.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
It always was, I'm the best rapper. I'm better. The way we do it is better, and that's just competition in art.
Chris Rock had a great joke that I love. He's talking about the East Coast, West Coast feud. He said that didn't happen during Motown days. The Four Top didn't want to kill the
Absolutely.
station.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
And
And
Marvin Gaye and Smokey had a competition who could write the most
Yeah.
songs,
Mhm.
and they wouldn't even sing them themselves. They would give them to the
they
Temptations.
they was writing them
So
for artists.
it was
Yeah.
a competition that was healthy.
Yeah.
It was a healthy competition.
Media done that though. I can tell you, I lived it. Media done that. Media created the East Coast West Coast rap thing. The media did
The
that.
media started that.
Yeah, the media started
Basically,
that.
It was
Yeah.
a comment made by one brother to another, and somebody heard it, and the shit was blown out of proportion, and like instigating stuff that didn't really matter.
Because in the beginning, what people don't understand about hip hop, in the beginning, that hip hop, everybody needed everybody. Because if you was on the West Coast and you needed to get to the East Coast, you had to be ushered in by East Coast people. Same thing, vice versa. You couldn't just come out
They
here
were more
and
united.
yeah, so it was because we all needed each other to build the industry. Once the industry got built, and then a lot of corporations got involved, they started figuring out how to pick, and push and oh well, okay, here's what we can sell tabloids with.
Right,
It's always that. It's always how they can sell something.
Yeah, right.
Once corporate gets into it, it's always about how they can sell it.
There's
So
money in tabloid, man.
because I got fans in New York that I know I have fans in New York because I've toured in New York,
Yeah.
and they ain't said get the fuck out of here. Just like East Coast artists have came out here and we ain't told them to get the fuck out of here. We love East Coast artists out here.
The show in New York, he got booed. And he said, "Don't you have laugh for?"
Oh,
Well, that's an award show.
That's
That's at the
show.
Vibe. That's at the
Yeah.
Vibe.
Talking about
That was
that was
at the
Snoop
Vibe.
Dogg and them, and that's. But I mean, you got to
That was
imagine.
at the height of it.
But that was in the height of it. But imagine, can you remember what Suge Knight did? Right
Yeah,
before that.
yeah,
He,
yeah.
he said, hey,
All in
he
the
took a
videos.
He was.
he took a swing and puff without swinging. It was a low blow.
But that night, but see that night, East Coast, when you doing something like that to that level on the East Coast at that time, not that it was beef, it was kind of awkward for us to be reigning in the game. The West had took over basically at that point. So a lot of dudes, they was in their feelings for real. I feel with my hands, so I didn't care. What I mean?
Right.
But a lot of dudes in their feelings, and that's what really made Suge go off like that, because it's like, okay, y'all not even, we ain't tripping on y'all, but if you really don't want this dude running around, he took a jab at him,
Right.
doing this, doing that, come to death row. He said it straight up.
So-
But they was even tripping off. They was even tripping on Outkast that night in Goody Mob when they was tripping on everybody. For as New
Shout
York,
out to CeeLo
and
Green,
was
that's
kinda
my
media,
guy,
That was
man.
kind of like the media doing all
Wasn't
that.
Chuck Knight thrashing Puff Daddy without mentioning his name?
Yeah.
Some people
Yeah.
want to do the video, want to do everything.
Man, look at that.
Yeah, because
He was in Big Pun's video.
because
Oh, is
the
that
way,
right?
because the way that Puffy was
Yeah,
doing
Big Pun,
everything
rest in
back
peace,
then,
man. That was a good
he just
guy.
felt like he's a CEO, and if you don't want somebody jumping in front of you all the time, come to death row. It was kind of a jab. He didn't really mean it like that. He just want to jab at him. Suge is like
So
that.
I want to clear this up too, because as you're speaking on it, a lot of people probably don't know. After Tupac passed away, and I don't know where I was at, but I think I went to jail. When I came home from jail, you was working at Death Row doing
Nah.
the album.
Yeah. I was actually vice president at Death Row.
Vice
When
president. See,
Suge-
a lot of people don't know
Company
that.
With Big Pun and
No.
No, that's you talking about Terror Squad.
Oh, Terror Squad.
That's Terror Squad. Yeah.
Which one is that role?
Death Row,
Suge.
Snoop Dogg,
Snoop.
Dr. Dre.
Oh,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
The Cali area.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, I ended up being vice president because Sugar called me and he was like, he didn't have anybody to run all the music stuff. It was just kind of like, and he wanted to put some projects out. One was the Tupac record, the first record after he passed, which was Until the End of Time. So I came in, I was music supervisor on that, and I produced 5 tracks on there, and I mixed the whole album myself. It was his last records that he done, like right before he passed. And we put that together, it's a 20-song double CD. And then we put out a couple more other projects, and then Suge came home and he took the reins, and I went on by my business. So it was cool. We were gonna do a Above the Law album, but it didn't work out because the way I was weighing it, just to be honest, on your platform, is that I built a great career with Eric. I built a great career, myself as a producer, writer, as an artist, composer, and everything. I just wanted to do my own thing at that point. I didn't want to be helping somebody run nothing. The crazy thing about it, shortly after that, he lost it. But over there, we were developing. Lisa left. Rest in peace. I worked on her album. Crooked Eye's first album was over there. And then we did a archive Dog Pound and a Snoop Dogg album. So we put some records out. Yeah, that's when it turned into the road. That's when it
we were
became the
talking
road.
last night. A lot of rappers act or pretend they are gangster when they're not gangster. But ECE was a real gangster.
Yeah, but
right.
I would say this to that, because I got a certain, it's like, if you act in the movie, right?
Yeah.
Are you a gangster?
No, I'm playing a character.
But you're a gangster in the movie, right?
Yeah.
And you sure was a good one, though, man.
Hold on. Rapping is like if Marvin Gaye was singing a song and he could rap, right? So if Marvin Gaye had to sing a song about being a gangster, wouldn't he sing that song like a gangster? See, that's the problem with people when they talk about, because it originally, when we built Ruthless Records, it was reality rap.
Right.
Corporate
Reality
put
rap.
gangster rap on it. We never said we're gangster rappers. We only talked about the reflections of what's going on in the ghetto. So now me, I got a number on my back. I've been in the penitentiary, 25903-112.
That's
Still
a federal
remember.
number.
Come on, man.
That's a federal number. Huh?
So check it. But what I'm telling you, I'm one of the best rappers that's in the game because I study my craft, and that's what I wanted to be.
Right.
So, but I do understand it's an art form.
Right.
And I've always understood that. I've never, that's why when Easy taught me this, he said, look, man, It's like, look, we want to sell the Bloods, we want to sell the Crips, we want to sell the Chicanos, we want to sell everybody. We're not going to disrespect nobody.
Right.
But we going to talk this gangster shit.
But when
Because he was a gangster. See, he understood the politics of it.
and
you know.
he didn't take shit from Chuck Knight.
No.
was
He
not
was a
afraid
real.
of him.
I started with him. That's where I started. I started with
No,
Eazy-E.
he actually in some his song he kind of trash Chuck
Right.
Knight, right?
Yeah. So yeah. It's about that money.
No, he had balls, man.
Eric is
The guy
about
got
that money.
balls,
You know, it's one thing about Eric. But yeah, I always defend that, and me and him was talking about that. I said one thing I hate about the game now is that dudes gangbang on rap, which is sad because you could talk street shit, you could talk reality rap without putting a set in it. You could do all. We did it for years.
Right,
we're
right.
from the highest. We're from the era that the gang crack era was at the highest.
Yeah.
It ain't even really at the height no more.
Right.
Like we come from the height of it.
Right.
You know.
Disneyland
The
nowadays.
80s, we come from the
It
mid
is.
80s, the mid 90s is the height of all that shit.
Yes,
and
indeed.
you can't even you could pick some guys street tapes that were gang banging on it, but a lot of those dudes, like a Quick, like a me, like a lot of us, we was in the streets. A lot of us, Mac, a lot of us were in the streets originally. We from the streets, you know. But we were always told that, hey, look, you can't, you know, you want to sell to these other people. You can't do that. You're an artist first, you know.
Smart
So
business.
now you have a lot of dudes, like you saying, fam, is this. They're saying that they this and they that, and they didn't ever grow up like that.
Right.
Yeah, that's what's, and they don't mind not telling you this.
Really. Well,
They don't see.
Or they pretend.
Back in the days, a guy would tell you that, like, I ain't really cut like that. Cube
Yeah.
will tell you he's not cut like that.
was Vanilla Ice? Was he really raised by black people?
See, you're very funny. Just by you saying Vanilla Ice.
Well, I know my partner wrote Ice
you
Ice
beat me
Baby,
to
so
the
he
joke.
was around. He was raised around black people, like I said.
Okay.
No, he claimed
Chocolate
that,
wrote that song. Chocolate wrote Ice Ice
but
Baby.
he mentioned somewhere that he was raised by black.
Well, hey,
Yeah.
Rip
I don't
Van
know,
Winkle.
Isa.
Rip
Yeah.
Van Winkle.
Yeah, I don't know
Good old Rip.
if Ice
Me,
Baby.
I don't know.
I don't know if he was too cold.
But I do know the guy who wrote Ice Ice Baby. He's my homeboy from, you know, we grew up together. So.
So you wrote music
Right.
with a lot of people. That
Absolutely. Yeah.
ECE,
Yeah. NWA.
WA,
Yeah, Tupac.
Tupac. You wrote.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow.
It's a moment.
So the
go
thing
ahead.
is, I just want to talk about the relationships, man. Like, can you go back in the days and think about the 70s? And, you know, I was a kid then, but for me, growing up in Los Angeles, some of my friends, I didn't even know they was Mexicans. I just didn't know because we hanging out together, we going to each other's houses and whatever,
Right.
and a lot of times they spoke English. And then they'd have a grandmother who spoke Spanish, and she didn't understand it. I'm like, oh, okay. But she could always cook, and you know, and I didn't see a difference really until the 1990s when I was grown, and that's when I started realizing that, oh man, well, we ain't cool, we
Yeah.
ain't all right. I can't talk to you now.
that's funny,
I go to
yeah.
jail, and it's like,
That's a
hey,
good
nah,
point.
Skip, nah,
Yeah.
don't say nothing, you know.
The way I look at it, about racism is here to stay. It's not going to go away. I'm a comedian. Chris Rock is a comedian. The best way to deal.
Hey, would you
with
slap
humor-
Chris Rock?
Huh?
Would you slap Chris Rock?
No.
Okay, all right.
No, I'll let Will Smith slap me so my price go up.
Right.
Right.
My
Yeah, so
price
you
go
get some
up.
work. Huh? She just say, so I can get some work.
Chris Rock tickets went from $55 to almost $2,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
that was good for him.
Yeah, that was
he
a
made
good
good money. Unfortunately, Will Smith didn't mean shit
Right.
because he got fired from a lot of work.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? You saw the video, right? The night Chris, when he did the joke, Will Smith laughed at first.
Right.
Yeah.
And the lady gave him that dirty look.
Right.
Like, aren't you going to defend your woman?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, you were saying something about the 70s, man. How was it, you know, with the race relationships?
It was, like I said, racism is here to stay, but lately, through the 90s, it keep building. Like, it's getting worse,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. It's getting worse, for
It's getting
sure.
worse.
Yeah.
So I think that music and sense of humor is a good way to deal with it.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's not hide it. Let's put
Yes,
it out
indeed.
there.
Right.
Listen, man, I'm listening to Kid Frost. I'm not even knowing. Easiest sign. I'm listening to Lighter Shade of Brown. I'm listening to, what's his name? He,
Cypress Hill shit.
of course, the
Cypress
Cypress
Hill.
Hill, but what's his name, man? He had that song. He said, "You're a Mentirosa."
Oh yeah,
Mellow Ace.
Mellow Man Ace,
Oh,
right?
wow.
Yeah, you know. So I'm listening to
was
all
the
these
cypress
songs.
Sin
and-
Dog's brother.
Yeah.
oh, that's Sendall's brother.
that's
Oh,
his
okay.
We're gonna be doing his podcast pretty soon too, Mellow Ace.
Oh, okay.
Shout out
yeah.
Mellow Man Ace.
Yeah, I met his
Show
wife.
them.
His
Just show them.
his wife brought him to the building over there where we created the Black and Brown Alliance for Justice. So when all the street vendors was getting beat up and all that, a lot of people don't know that one of the dudes' daddy got hit in the eye because he sent his son to Mississippi. We like, nah, send him back so he can get beat up for going and doing that to the street vendor. There's another dude came out of Palmdale, came on Hoover Street to the park and met with his little young dudes who I think he slapped one of the street vendors, and he got beat up, and they filmed it.
Damn.
You know, there were some twins who went to jail. That was one of the street vendors. They grabbed a lady, choked her, and went in her pockets or whatever, right? So these twins was arrested, and they weren't the ones who did it. You know what I mean? But we did all of our homework. The guy in Long Beach, somebody pulled a AK or something on him, right? We were supposed to raise like $8,000. We raised $80,000 for that man. And people don't know that the Black and Brown Alliance for Justice, we're doing Black and Brown, breaking bread in the community, Homies Unidos, Second Call. They don't know that. And Mellow Man's Ace wife was there when we started, and she brought him to our meeting. So this was a little over a year and a half ago, but because of COVID, everybody was scared. Everybody got masks on.
Right.
I don't want you next to me, and you know, that type of thing. But we still do what we do. So
Yeah.
I got to give a shout out to Mellow Man Ace.
Me and Panchito were talking about this yesterday. We came from, he come from Florida.
Like from Tampa. I live in
Tampa,
Tampa.
right? Tampa.
Okay.
I'm originally from Puerto Rico and
Puerto Rico.
New York.
And I'm from
Okay.
New York,
And then I
Cuba.
came out here for a while
And
too.
rather than those cholos, you know, the gang cholos,
Uh-huh.
they were so nice to us. They showed nothing but love,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were cool with us, right?
That's a good, well, I mean, you know, when they look at you, man, they think you got keys
Yeah.
coming from
Overseas.
overseas.
Yeah, watch
Cost
those
about
movies.
200 G's.
They look
As Big Sight was saying.
Yes,
that's
indeed.
They look up
And
to you guys.
Right.
thanks to those movies, we got cocaine for free.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
So everybody want to be your friend. They see you, hey, let me buy you a drink, man. Let me.
And
Right.
you were marching with us too. Another thing I wanted to point out when we did the Free the Kids in Cages, you were there with
Oh
us,
yeah,
right?
definitely. We
Yeah.
walked up this way. Matter of fact, Jonah.
Yeah,
I was trying to
Jonah.
get
Shout out to
Jonah.
Jonah.
Yeah, shout out to Jonah. I told him I was going to invite him to here, but him and Bandana the Rag out of Compton.
Right.
They put that together, and you know, man, I take my. It was powerful.
Yeah.
First of all, it was hot. We walked a long way, and I'm just not built for walking like that.
We shut downtown LA.
We
down,
shut
too.
down downtown LA right in front of one side was the courthouse, the other side is City Hall, and we had a standoff for
Yeah.
what? And it was
Couple
all
hours.
drama. It was just drama. We had a standoff. We knew we was gonna let them dudes when we got to this point or whatever, but we just wanted people to see how tense it was, and then we shook hands and hugged, and it was powerful.
Yeah.
So
That's great, man.
Yeah.
You're talking about the unity between the browns and the blacks.
yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
Beautiful, man.
Yeah.
We had a what is it called, like a unity march to free the kids in cages, and
Right.
Yeah.
and that's where we seen a lot of people were asking me, where are all these rappers that claim to be about our people? They're not here. I was one of the
Right.
very few there on the front lines with Jonah. Shout out
Yeah.
to Scar, and you know the
Oh,
other
yeah,
people
Scar,
with
too, yeah,
Rich
yeah.
G from the Brown side. They were all
Yeah,
there.
Rich,
Yeah, we
yeah.
were there right up in the front,
That's
front,
awesome.
leading
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Yes, indeed, man. See, a lot of people don't know that. They're on Instagram, they're on Twitter, and they're talking about division. That's why I thought it was really important to have this conversation.
And,
you
and
know,
the people that are saying that, the people that are putting it out, were for the kids in cages. Even a lot of people don't know that. They were on the
Wow.
opposite side. I think they even went to one of the protests trying to sell American flags. They claimed to be, oh yeah, that's another thing. They claim to be Chicano, but they're not. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. We can't let people that are, like I said, I don't care who they are, what race they are. If you're speaking about my people doing it right, go right ahead. But when you're from another race, making us look bad, making us look like racist, like standing against our movements, we got to shut it down. You get me right away.
right. And that was one of the controversies too about the other guy said that he was against reparations for black people.
Whoa.
So when think just going into history, you know, just think my name is Townsend, right? It really isn't. Townsend is an English name from English that went to Massachusetts somewhere and then somehow got handed down to my family.
Right.
So I could easily say, oh, I don't want to be a Townsend. I'm going to follow my father's grandfather who were Tobins.
Right.
But that was still an English name that came from another land, and it wasn't really my great-grandfather's name. So, you know, when we talk about stuff like that, we are the only, I believe, we're the only race of people who have been disenfranchised. We've been moved, relocated, our history and everything has been stolen, and then without any reparations at all, we're saying, okay, now pull yourself up from your bootstraps. You know, make sure that you guys do the right thing and be healthy and taxpayers.
My biggest thing when people say we don't deserve reparations is that, you know, I studied slavery. You know, slavery made billions of dollars off of black people's backs. You know, it's just like saying you go to work for 100-some years and then
It lasted 300.
you're free. Yeah. And
It's still around, man.
and my big thing is this, is that if you came and conquered our people and enslaved us, okay, cool, you can have that.
Yeah.
Okay, but if you took my people from somewhere and you made billions of dollars off of them, and now you've banked up, you owe them. You owe them. Slavery was a business. It's not. It wasn't that they went and conquered a land and took us and put us in bondage. You know, it was done. It was backed by banks.
Right.
Wells
Fargo.
What people don't know is that your slave was worth more than your property was back then.
Right.
Because it made you so much money. You could mortgage a human being.
Right.
So when people say we don't deserve that, that's crazy because they never studied slavery. They're looking at it from a social perspective. And they're not looking, they thinking it's like it's a social thing, not looking at it as a monetary thing. Like when you say, hey, you owe us for this land we built, or give us some land.
And there's been no healing for the people who taught me. My mother taught me if somebody hit you, hit them back, go out there and fight. She taught me to be violent because her mama taught her to be violent because they were taught to be violent.
Right.
That this is what, so all this we never got to heal, and that's one of the reasons why I look down the street and see somebody look just like me and I want to hurt him.
And who was affected by Jim Crow?
All of us.
We was affected by Jim Crow. All of us was affected by Jim Crow. None of us could drink out of their fountains. None of us could go in their restaurants.
Well, you know,
and eat.
there's a
So
controversy about the reason for the Civil War. Some people say it was about slavery. Some people say no, it was about the Union wanted to control and tax the South.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They weren't making any money off the South.
Lincoln said he wouldn't free the slaves
if he didn't have to.
If he didn't have to, but he had to.
No, but
it was about that. It was about industrialism.
Yeah,
Industrialization,
the day after Lincoln freed the slave, he was drunk. You know, when he did it, he woke up. I free who?
Right, because he didn't want to.
No, he didn't.
And
want
he
to.
said it.
That's documented.
Yeah, he said that.
He's not saying that made up. It's documented.
So I don't have anything against anybody else. I just want to make sure that everybody knows that that we, as black people, need to speak our mind and speak our piece. And every time I speak, I'm not putting somebody else down. No other culture.
Right.
I'm just speaking. If I want to up my people, that does not mean I want to down someone else. It just means that I want to speak my truth. I want to speak my truth and educate. But I'm not saying I can't be educated. So when someone else is speaking, I listen.
But I think the Brown brothers that stand with us, they understand that because they've been through that same suppression in the Jim Crow era. I think that's the biggest. I think we haven't gotten over that. I think slavery, it doesn't affect us as much as the living. We're kind of affected by Jim Crow. Systemic racism. That's what we're affected by. Because we were outcasts. We're second class citizens. All of us are.
Yeah, I think we resonate with that too.
Or labeled.
We were born
hung
suspect.
too. Yeah, we were hung too.
Absolutely.
There were signs, no Mexicans allowed.
That's right. Yeah.
No,
Jim
It
Crow.
said no Mexicans, no
black-
dogs, and
No
always
place,
no
no
N-words.
and it's always like
We all were affected by Jim Crow.
I seen the sign say no Mexicans, no dogs.
That's why I
but
think
always
we should unite because of the way Jim Crow did us.
Right.
Jim Crow didn't have it. They had it out for all of us, for us.
And the
The
media-
judicial system, the media. Yeah,
the media likes to divide and conquer.
Absolutely.
So that's
It's
why
a
everything's
narrative.
race.
Yeah, it's a narrative.
it should be more about individuals. There's always gonna be idiots out there, so we need to focus on the individuals, these racist piece of shit individuals from it doesn't matter where they're from, you know, any race, any racist, like fuck them. But don't let that affect the relationships between, you know, whole races. That's what the media wants to divide and conquer and keep us fighting, and then we're distracted, so we don't see what's really going on in the grand.
We can be united and respect each other's culture as well.
Exactly,
See,
exactly.
That's what I think a divide in our communities is that we, like Skip said, we think because we stand up and be black and proud, we got a problem with brown and proud.
The brown berets and the black
Panthers. We have to all be proud of our cultures, but
they work together. Did you know that they worked together back then?
History, the Black Panthers, the brown berets, and when they, you know, in Mexico they didn't allow slavery. A lot of people went there, escaped.
Yeah, Pio Pico.
So we do your history.
Pio Pico was black.
And understand one thing: the Moors, when the Moors came, which is all Moors means we're black. We came to Mexico. Our brothers came to Mexico. We put that play down with the Latino brothers. Everybody, the Moors came and put that play down. You know, that was one of the first plays that the Moors put down, was in Mexico, and it was united. It wasn't no conflict. You know, the other side bought the conflict. They bought the disease. Sorry, but they did. That's
of course they did. They bought the smallpox and all that.
Are you familiar with the comedian Paul Mooney?
Yeah, Paul
absolutely.
Mooney.
Legendary.
My
Rest in
favorite
peace,
joke from him, talking about racism, he said, when I saw E.T., I cried, but for different reasons than white people. I cried because white people, you let this ugly green head, big eye motherfucker come to your house, sleep with your children, drink your liquor, use your phone to go home. Meanwhile, you can't live next door to a black family in Mexican for 5 minutes.
Right.
True.
Right.
You see that?
Right. Yeah. And that was the 80s.
Yep.
Yeah, man, when comedy was good, now everybody got to be on their toes and shit.
Oh, yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah. Comedy's not the same, man. Can't talk about nobody.
Yeah.
But even music, when you, in your days when you do that, was more creative, no?
Yeah, it was.
Everyone
more
wants to sound the
expression
same.
because the artist dictated the narrative.
Yeah.
Now it's like my man Homicide say, it's like the media dictates the narrative.
Yeah.
You kind of get on mute a lot now. Like controversy is like if you're getting drug out of a hotel doing cocaine with a midget or something. I don't know. That's the kind of
You can't say that about midgets, man.
Yeah,
You know,
okay. Oh well, hey, I said it. Sorry.
I
just said it's
for real. That's how it
controversial.
is, though.
The short people get mad. With a short person, I don't know.
They're going to be outside waiting on us,
Okay,
man.
sure.
You know? Oh, Chichi's not offended. It's all
No,
right,
I'm not
man.
offended because, you know, cocaine stands your growth.
Oh, okay.
I used to be his height.
Oh, okay. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Well, look, I want to highlight one more thing, though. If we don't tell our story, I want y'all to know somebody else will. So what you just said now about Eazy-E signing, you know, Frost and a lighter shade of brown side, and all that. What happens is people don't know that, and when people don't know that, then they get to tell the story and say, "Oh no, there was no help." I see it in my comments.
They get
to dictate and say that there was no help. The blacks never helped the brown side get in and all that. And then there's black people who say, "Man, they like our music, but they won't buy it." And you're an example that they will.
They do.
They do.
And what's the fighter's name? Because I remember watching a fight one day, and I heard Above the Law coming on. I think it was Black Superman. I'm not sure, but what's that fighter's name? Because he was brown.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I give you a story.
Yeah.
I do concerts all over the place. Most of the concerts I'm doing is brown, you know. But the strangest thing I hear every night when I get off stage, and this Latino cats, they kind of do, "Hey man, Black Superman's my favorite song."
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, for real, I ride that shit every day when I wake up in the morning. Black Superman's the shit.
Yeah.
And he's a Chicano guy. It's a
good song.
It's a great song. So I never had that problem. You know what I mean? And that's funny because as he said earlier, that comedy music is the equalizer. It's change the savage beats, changes all those things. You know, so I think people don't have a good knowledge of like who's actually helped in, you know, different cultures. Right. You know, we've always backed Chicano music.
Right.
they've always backed us.
Right.
So I don't know where that come from. I think that's this modern day. I'm in a gang. I'm real.
Well, most of these
I don't know where
dudes-
it come from. I mean,
lot of
I've
these
never.
Well, I can
been-
tell you.
what it
They
is.
were
I don't
born
know
in
where it come from.
1993, 94.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know where it comes from.
Right. They just
a
got
lot of
here.
But when you
rappers-
got boxing, right?
Yeah.
With the first Sugar Ray with Duran, the first boxing.
Oh, yeah.
Watch it with a bunch of Cubans in the house.
Right.
They all rooting for Duran. Right. When we saw a fight, me and a Cuban girl in LA, Chavez fighting Macho Camacho.
Okay.
And the whole Mexican was rooting for Chavez.
Right.
I told the Cuban girl, I ain't saying shit.
Hey, but that's just what it is,
That's
though.
what
huh?
it is,
That's
man.
just what it is, you know.
Yeah, and I think that's not fair though. Skip. I think it's not fair to say all those things from people who don't really have real knowledge.
Right.
I think now we just have people sitting in front of a computer and they got the leverage to say on their
Nonsense.
whatever their feed
Yeah.
and don't really have facts because that's always been the history of us. We've always worked in entertainment. We've always worked together.
Right.
I don't know why they're trying to bring it into entertainment. It puzzles me, but we've always worked together.
What is Johnny J's nationality? Rest in peace.
He's
Hispanic.
He's Spanish.
Man, that
And
was
he
such a humble guy,
And
man.
he was Tupac's sole producer.
Soul producer.
He was
Hutch,
soul
too. I mean,
producer.
not
Yeah.
Hutch, Syke.
Syke,
Syke, too, yeah.
He was Syke's producer,
Syke's
too.
producer.
Yeah,
And
he
that
one
was
of-
my guy,
He produced
man.
some of the biggest Tupac stuff.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
absolutely.
indeed.
He was
And
his producer
Tupac
his whole
and
career.
Big Pun, they used to be friends at the
Oh,
beginning.
yeah.
No, not Big Pun. He was Big Pun, but you talking about Biggie.
You talking about Biggie.
Biggie, yeah,
Biggie
Biggie,
Smalls,
yeah,
yeah,
they were
yeah.
friends. They were friends, right?
Yeah, everybody loved Big Pun, man.
Yeah.
I had never heard anything
Big
bad
Pun
about
is-
Big Pun.
Pun was amazing.
Big Pun.
Big
Yeah, Big
Pun,
Pun was
yeah.
amazing.
Except his nephew, his friend, never
Oh.
heard him. Or the guy in the Navy.
Oh yeah, he's from the East Coast
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
We're like,
yeah.
what? You never heard of Big
You
Pun?
never heard of
a cousin of mine I never met before until this was weekend, and Angel had given me a picture of him and Big Pun from one of the
Oh,
the
okay.
videos. So the kid looks at it and he goes,
Who's
"Who's
that?"
that?" I said, "What the fuck? You from New York? And you don't know who Big Pun is?"
That's a long time ago. Big
no.
Pun been gone for a minute.
Yeah,
But he
this
knows
kid-
Justin Bieber.
Huh? You know Justin Bieber, but don't know Big Pun, right? Man, I don't want to be a player no more.
I am sure this show is interesting.
Right.
I am sure that the audience learn something.
Oh, they have
About
to, man.
history, music.
They have
Comedy.
to. Hey, listen, so if they haven't learned something, what you want to leave the audience with? What you want to tell the audience you want to make sure that they know? Tell us what the drugs are.
How many people are watching?
Probably going to be about
There's gonna be a lot.
probably about 3,000-4,000 right now,
Yeah.
but it'll probably be about another 8,000-9,000
Can
over the
they
next
hear
couple
us in
days.
Tampa?
Yeah, yeah,
Is
yeah.
live?
Hey, this is live right now, so
Can I give a shout out to somebody?
yeah, get them out to Tampa. Come on.
Okay. Lisa, you slut.
Oh no! What happened? What just happened?
You ain't had nothing nice to say to Lisa, man.
I did that joke on the radio station when I do interview.
Oh,
and you'll
okay.
be surprised how many the phone is ringing.
Lisa. Oh,
Lisa
yeah.
complaining.
Yeah, if we put the phone number up right now, man, I'm sure a bunch of Lisas would
Yeah.
call in.
But anyway,
Yeah.
man, listen. It's a pleasure.
Where you going?
No, I'm gonna say,
Oh.
bound with my body here because it's a pleasure working with you, learn about your accomplishment.
Thank you.
Yeah. What is your name?
Hutch, 180 code 187.
Cash, right?
No.
He's
Yeah,
a
Cash
Hutch.
Money. That's
Yeah, Cash. That's-
no, my name is Hutch, like Starsky and Hutch.
Oh, Hash, okay.
Yeah.
Because my girlfriend is going to take me to the Mary Poppins show, and she's going to say, Mr. Chichi, when it comes to Hash, you are not the father.
Man, how many kids you got, Chi-Chi?
That I know one.
That you know.
Yeah.
So
He
Lisa,
said that he
Lisa
knows
ain't tell you
one.
about the
Hey,
other kids.
Did
then,
you
huh?
see? Hey, did you see him on TMZ? Did you see when they put him on TMZ?
Nah, what happened
Oh,
on
man.
TMZ, man?
Yeah.
Like the media, they never want to report positive things. But tell them what they put you on Charles. I'm fucking
On child
TMZ
support.
for.
Child support.
Yeah, I had a warrant in Arizona, state,
Yeah.
for $5,000 or something for child support, and the computer only registered the last payment. So the last payment was $31 residual from a movie. $31. TMZ go. Chichi from Scarface only paid $31 for child support.
Wow. But you mean to tell me they garnish your checks from movies?
Yeah.
What?
I'm surprised they don't do this.
Yeah.
They garnish checks.
I ain't know.
Well, you don't know, yeah, all right.
Better yet.
Well, they and intervention work and working as a community activist, they garnish my checks, and I run the company, and they make me take it out of. They take it, so I can't even.
You'll never see it.
I'll
You don't
never
even
see
ever
it.
know it's there.
I mean, I look at the report and see the journal, like,
that tells
damn,
you,
man,
yeah.
they took $700 out of
That's
this.
crazy.
But better yet, the what happened with the cops. I'm doing a show in Phoenix, Arizona. I called the mother of my kid. I said, listen, let's work together here. I'm coming to Arizona. Please don't call the cops. Right. You know, I'm going to spend time with you guys. But she saw photo with fans with big boobies.
Oh, yeah.
And
So she thought they was going to get the money.
Oh.
They was going to get the $31.
she, was, she was upset. And my last show on Saturday night, there's 2 cops waiting by the stage.
Damn.
Now, my last bit that I do is impression of Tina Turner. I'm dressed like Tina, with mini skirt, wig,
Can't
high
go to
heels.
jail like that, man.
You beat me to the joke.
You beat me to the joke.
You good?
Yeah. The cops go, Mr. Salazar, you know what we're here for? I go, yes, I do. But can I go to the dressing room and change clothes? He go, we suggest you do that.
Right, exactly. Yes, indeed, man.
That's a great story, right?
Yeah, it's a great story.
Yeah.
Man. All right, her name's not Lisa, though, right?
No.
Okay, all right.
No,
All right, yeah.
no.
All right, that's good. I'm just making sure, man. I don't want to
No.
start no stuff here, man.
No.
I don't want a bunch of Lisas calling in.
Calling him.
Right. If you have the number, you get a lot of calls from Lisa. I'm not a slut.
Right. But we got like 10 minutes left, so I want to make sure that I get everybody to check out what you want to lead the people. What information might they not know that they should know?
That you could do anything. Just follow your dreams. Don't let anybody dictate or tell you can't do something or you can or this or put shit in your head. You know, go out there and just get it, hustle, and just make every day better and just, keep progressing towards whatever goals that you guys have. And, that's all I got to say. Life's short. Always, instead of focusing on the negative shit, focus on, the positive, and you'll be a much happier person and live a better life.
Right. All right. No stories about police and child support. No.
No.
Not yet.
Oh, but I did. I mean, you want a story like that? I did in 2014. I was on the breaking news, and I got out. I started doing my research, and I fought my case, and indefinitely, or how do you say, not directly, but indirectly, I beat the vice president of the United States now, which used to be the district attorney, Kamala Harris. I got the paperwork for that.
Oh, okay. So that's a victory.
Yeah.
Good victory.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
And the
You did it yourself.
shit that they got me for is going to be legal pretty soon. It was I had a 30-round magazine for my gun, and so they took me for that. They wanted to give me 6 years for it, but everything was legal except for the magazine. But now they're already flipping stuff around. So now California soon should be like Florida, where we could have, standard capacity, but in California they call them large capacity, but 30 rounds is a standard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they look at it standard now.
Yeah, that's standard.
So
is like
see,
30 rounds. Yeah.
I remember back in the 70s when I was, just knee-high to a centipede, 14, 15 years old, we were breaking houses to get a 38 special, a shotgun, or a 22.
Oh, hell yeah.
There was no such thing as I didn't know anything about a 30-round anything. There was 5 shots.
Uzi machine gun?
Yeah, I didn't get none of that, you know what I mean? But, so now 30-round magazine
Yeah,
will be
30 round
standard.
standard. Yeah, because they got 50 rounds. They got 100-round drums, 150 round, whatever. I mean,
You mentioned the Crips, right?
Yeah, in the Bloods. I mentioned Crips
But
and the Bloods.
were you with the Crips or the Blood?
I'm from a Crip neighborhood, but
Okay.
I grew up with Bloods.
Okay, because we
His whole family blood.
My whole family's Bloods.
we met a guy last night and said, good dude, entertaining. We were filming, and he said, I don't want to brag I don't like bragging, but I was in charge of the Crips. This is
Okay.
my town. I run this town.
All right.
Yeah.
Where was he? Where were you guys at?
You said it was your homie. Oh,
Oceanside. Oh,
Baby,
okay.
Baby Low.
Oh, Baby Loke. Yeah.
That's the we were kicking it with him
Baby Loke
yesterday.
from Oceanside.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know
okay.
him?
Yeah.
You
So
know-
he's legit. He's legit. Oh, he said he legit.
He's a
He told us,
legitimate Oceanside dude.
he
He's one
told-
of
He's
our
entertaining.
first stars.
Very
He said he's
fun.
entertaining.
hey, he
Very
told us, he
entertaining.
said, hey,
He's a good
man,
guy, though.
you guys are protected here, man. You guys are cool as fuck. He
Yeah, he
came
runs
through.
the show
Yeah.
down there.
Okay, yeah, see?
Yeah.
He said he was
Yeah.
legit. He was
He
legit.
said, if you guys come here 2 days early, I will have my bitches with you guys, not send them to Las Vegas.
Right.
He
He's a
said,
good dude. He's really close.
Yeah, but that's
he's
not
doing
good
his-
though, because
that's
then
his
you'd have
artist.
more
That's
child
one of
support.
cocaine's
Man.
yeah, no
He-
shit.
That's
what
one of
he said.
cocaine's
Oh,
artists.
okay. Yeah, he said
Oh,
he signed
okay.
He signed the cocaine. He signed
Oh,
the
Yeah.
okay.
I
Yes,
just
he
want to
did.
say something very meaningful.
Uh-huh.
Hey, can I bring Panchito?
Man, I wanted him up here a long time ago. Let the people see.
Panchito,
you,
yeah,
man.
come
We
here,
gonna-
because-
we gonna run out of time and nobody gonna get
Yeah.
a chance to
It's
see. you.
Panchito Gomez from Salina and
Hey, folks, how you
American
doing?
Me.
Yeah.
Thank you for having my friends on, and this whole thing that that we're talking about. It's been an ongoing thing for years.
Right.
It's one person saying shit about another person, and it had nothing to do with what that person did or didn't do.
Right.
It's just the society and the government and just life in general puts in people's face to give you negativity, to feel some way toward another race for no exact reason.
Right.
Now, like you said, we're all brothers, man. We all came from slavery. I'm black. I'm Taino Indian. I'm Puerto Rican.
Right.
When I got to California from New York, I didn't know shit about Mexicans. I knew about brothers because I grew up with brothers in New York and Spanish Harlem. That I knew. I didn't know what a taco was.
Right.
My neighbor was this little white dude. Excuse my voice, I'm under the weather. My neighbor was this white kid who was like a little surfer kid. He called me homeboy. I got pissed. I said, man, you don't see me in my home? I ain't a home. I didn't know what the fuck that was.
Right. I thought it might be disrespect.
Yeah, like, being a mama's boy or something.
Right,
Yeah.
But as time went on, that was my, I sound like Froggy from the Little Rascals. That was my introduction to racism and the disunified cultures. Because, we didn't have that in New York. In New York, when we were kids, bro, we had black dudes, white dudes, Irish dudes, Italian, Chinese, motherfucker. Whatever it was one big melting pot. Right. One gang was rainbow color. Did not matter. Right. Then when I saw the separations of the brothers here, the Chicanos here, and I didn't know like I saw was Chicano, so I was kind of an outcast for a moment. Mm-hmm. Until I started learning and realizing, hey man, you know what? At the end of the fucking day, we all human beings.
Oh, yeah.
We God's people. Don't let these other people don't let the devil tell you and put one brother against another, a sister against a sister. It just what it's doing is it's
Divide and conquer.
It's creating us to kill our own family, our own race.
genocide.
Yeah.
So what you do? You got the brothers in the cribs, brothers killing brothers. You got the Puerto Ricans and the Latin Kings fucking each other up.
Right.
That's what the white man wants.
Right.
And
You know, sit back and laugh.
Yeah, and if you believe. Yeah, you're gonna be mad at some dude, whether he black, white, Puerto
How
Rican.
long we got left?
Oh, 7
About
minutes.
7 minutes.
Okay, yeah.
But I'll make it quick, and
No,
I appreciate.
I wanted to tell you the reason why me and Panchito doing his movie.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You need to-
But go ahead, finish the story.
But I appreciate this conversation and hopefully bring some knowledge to some not that people are ignorant, but they are ignorant in a good way, not in a bad way. It's just that like you were saying earlier, Skip. You got to educate your mind, or you got to have somebody to help you educate that mind, because any little thing that a kid can learn today could be a good thing, or it could fuck his life up.
Right.
You either in prison or you leading a good life, and not that prison, people in prison bad.
Killed
That's just the
off
way.
when you grow.
That's just the way.
Killed off when you
That's
grow.
just the way some of us were raised.
But this show that we did today was entertaining.
Thank you very
and
much.
also educational.
And hopefully it leads to positive things.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Hey, can I say one more thing for
Yeah, no, we got
Hey,
time. bro.
make sure that you guys watch A Higher Power, the movie, when it comes out. We're working on this new film. It's going to have all the actors from Scarface, American Me, Mi Vida Loca, all the old school, 80s, 90s actors, Blast from the Past. It's going to be a 90s style gang film with a positive twist on it. It's going to be a badass movie. Make sure you guys watch it. That's why we're all here. We just came from filming. And it's called A Higher Power.
And the reason the Panchito from American Me, Scarface, Chivo from
Blood and Blood Out
Colors do this movie, it wasn't because of the money, because we have love for this man, because he's hungry. We were
And
there
the,
once.
and the same with the brothers that you brought up in music. You know,
That's right.
motherfuckers are hungry. You educate them. You nurture them.
Yeah.
Because one day we're gonna be gone, and who's gonna carry our torch? Who's gonna
Right.
continue?
Right.
You know, the African American spirit, the Chicano spirit, Puerto Rico, whatever. You know,
right.
even the white boys.
We
you
did
know?
movies that pay us thousands of dollars, right? We didn't do this movie because of $40.
Right.
Wait, you got paid?
$40.
You got $1,000.
Y'all
You said you got $1,000.
He got $40. You ain't get none.
And them motherfuckers get paid. Right? All they gave me was lunch money.
$40. That's not even 2 lines, man.
Yes, indeed. Well, Hutch, man, you got to close us out too. Tell us what stood out. What do you want the audience to know, man? Let me tell y'all, I'm sitting here looking at them as we go live right now, and they still being ignorant with each other on the
Well,
live.
that's
They-
crazy.
Yeah, they being crazy
I mean,
with
what
each
can you
other.
do about
Comments
that?
right now?
Yeah, the
my
comments
thing
right
is,
now.
My
they-
thing is that we got a lot of work to do. One, two, we need to stick to the real narrative, and that's that we're all in a bad space. You know, we're not all in a great space, so we boots on the ground. We need to stick together. I just feel like that, you know, because you know, all these people that's putting us through a lot of this shit, they're on the golf course, they're on the yacht, they're on, you know, while we
Instigators.
fighting against each other,
Instigators,
you know.
right.
So and they're keeping these narratives that we're at odds with each other, and it's just not true.
Exactly.
You know, I know people can have differences. I know, but a lot of that stuff is those type of cultures. It's like, okay, gang culture is a gang culture, but is that the black and brown community?
Right.
That's the gang culture.
Right.
It's not the only thing, y'all.
It's a
Like,
form of
let's just keep it
brainwashing for
real.
these
Let's just
folks.
keep it all 100. Let's keep it a
it's
buck.
not
Let's keep it
like
1,000.
that
You know, that's not real. That's not real people that want unity. Real people that have children
Exactly.
and grandchildren want to see them grow and prosper. Because they all getting suppressed. They all getting redlined. We all getting that.
It's the-
And if
it's
you
the
don't know what that
brainwash.
is, that's when the bank's lining you up to have
Oh, the
less.
insurance companies
The
too.
insurance is lining
They
you
wanna
up
know
have
your zip
less.
code.
Everybody's
So you
lining
pay
us
more
up
because
to
of your zip
have
code.
less.
Exactly.
And we worried about small little stuff like who's a better race and who's a better this and who's a better that. It's not about that. It's like
The human
we all
race, baby.
getting
The
fucked.
human race.
We all getting fucked by the system. So
in
you
the
know.
music
The
business,
system is designed to fuck
And
everybody.
that's mine. That's mine. You know, and follow me at Mansa Musa Royal.
You gotta
know.
slow down and say that, man. They ain't gonna catch that.
Follow me at Mansa Musa Royal. They'll follow it on IG. Follow MANSA MUSA
Hey, you gotta do
Royal.
that, man. You gotta spell it out, brother.
MANSA MUSA ROYAL. AOGF is coming out. Me and Cocaine got a new project coming out
he say
on
Cocaine?
September.
No, he not talking about. He talking about his cousin, Cocaine. That's Jerry.
We
Jerry
got an
Long.
album coming out, and that's all I got to say. Black and brown. I support everybody. I
Remember,
support
brother,
everybody from brown side.
Yes, sir.
let me
You know,
get
Okay,
it.
what? Tell your Instagram and tell yours
The
too.
real
Titi.
Mr. Homicide, _real_ Mr. Homicide.
Yes, indeed. How they get in touch with you? What's your Instagram?
My Instagram is Angel Salazar Chichi.
Angel Salazar.
Salazar Chichi. And then I don't, whatever I write on my post, don't take it seriously. These are jokes.
Okay, yeah, you're a comedian.
Yeah.
And what's you got an Instagram too?
Man, I'm so behind in this shit. I got it. I gotta look at it.
follow me.
I think it's PG-13 or PG_13 American, some shit like that. But I'm on Facebook. You know, Panchito Gomez.
Pochito Gomez.
Panchito Gomez. PNC. Like, you know, I got my 11-year-old
It's
grandson.
PG-13.American_me.
There you go.
Yeah. There's some horny chicks on Facebook. Facebook account Angel Salazar. Angel Salazar. That's it.
There you go.
That's it, right?
But
Now,
before we, God bless you folks for doing stuff for the community that needs to be
God
done.
bless y'all.
Yes,
And,
indeed.
and man, proud of you brothers, and you know, just keep the fight going.
Yeah.
But on the good road and positivity.
There it
West
is.
Coast,
Right,
West
right.
Coast.
Yeah, I want to just I'm gonna close out and say that it takes one of us represents all of us. So if one person is out there doing something ignorant and starting foolishness, man, it's gonna reflect on all of us. So as we said right here together, man, there is no separation, man. The brother can go back to the 1970s. I can go to the 80s and 90s, and man, we are the same. We are one people. Listen to, I want to put it out there, Frankie Beverly and Mays. They got a song called "We Are One," and we
Yes,
are
sir.
one. So thank y'all for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
And
Thanks for
hey,
having
we
us,
got to
yo.
say bye to Felicia on the count of three. Can we
Parties.
say 1, 2, 3?
Bye,
Bye,
Felicia.
Felicia. All right, we gone. Where my? I had things.
great.
I ain't gonna lie, it's like real shit for y'all right now. It's like, look, like when you grew up in the trenches, it's like